Hi, this is Joe McNally for AdoramaTV, and today we're going to compare size of light source using small flash.
AdoramaTV presents Photo on the Go with Joe McNally, where you'll go behind the scenes to see how great photos are made. Here's your host, Joe McNally.
Hi, this is Joe McNally for AdoramaTV. We're going to do a segment about size of light sources, and this time we're going to use just small flash and go from straight flash to off-camera straight flash through a couple of small softboxes and see what the differences are. Okay, I'm still in the Saint Lucian jungle. Beautiful, beautiful place with a wonderful, talented singer, Claudette. And I'm going to make a series of photographs using small flash and just move the small flash closer and run it through a variety of light shaping tools to see what the effects are. So let's start really basic. Let's just get a straight flash picture. Oh my goodness. All right. You look great. Stay with me. Cool. And the result is predictable. It's a harsh, garish kind of light. So let's see if we can get the flash off the camera. Still the same feel and effect. It's going to be straight flash or hard flash, but it is now off the camera. So maybe a little bit of an angular kind of a light or a little bit of highlight side, shadow side going on. Let's take a look. All righty, here we go. Okay, that's better. It's definitely better. Okay, I'm at 250th of a second, so I'm trying to take the background down, and now I've got the light off camera to camera left, and now there's a highlight side and a bit of a shadow side. Again, not particularly flattering light, not the greatest light in the world for sure. So let's keep taking steps here. Let's see if we can just migrate this to something that looks nice for Claudette. All right, so what we've done now, these are SB910s, by the way. What we're doing now is putting it into a small softbox. This is a Lumiquest 3.0, and we're keeping it at the same distance as the straight flash. So will the light be better? I think it will be a little bit, but this again is a small softbox used from a distance. So let's just take a look and see what kind of, a little bit enlarging of the light and hopefully bettering of the light. Is that a word? Making the light better, okay? Hopefully that's what this is going to do. All right, turn again towards me just a little bit. Great, beautiful. So now, you notice I turned my commander back so it was kind of radiating backwards over my head to pick up this sensor. So this light talking to that light, it's definitely better. It's definitely a better light source. Not that much because again of the distance. Let's take this and move it in really dramatically closer. So now you can see we've moved this Lumiquest in quite close, quite close. So now let's see if we get a little better purchase out of it. Claudette, could you actually move this way just a touch? Okay, alrighty, that's nice. And now turn a little bit back into the light if you don't mind. Okay, wonderful. Now, please bring the guitar up again if you wouldn't mind. That's it, great. Maybe keep that arm up near your shoulder. Yeah, that's nice, good, good, perfect. Okay, now I've got, some good direction to the light. It's starting to come around in a pretty decent way because of the closeness. I still don't think this is the best place for us to be, but it's getting there. Turn even a little more into the light in your chin, just bring it in there. Good. Thank you, Claudette. Nice. All right, so it's simple but strong light, and we're starting to get there. It's starting to look better and better as we move it closer. Size of source, not physically getting bigger, but it's getting bigger relative to the subject. So now what we're doing is we're going to an even bigger source. We're going to an LTP type of a source, a Lumiquest Ltp, twice the size of the 3.0. And let's see, Claudette and I have to keep rotating our position because we're in the middle of the jungle and there's a lot of sundapple here. So I'm going to ask Claudette to go this way for me just a little bit. Okay, cool, all right. All right, nicer light, simple, but nicer. Reason being, it's bigger, a little closer. So now we've graduated from really small, simple, kind of stuffable softboxes, you know, kind of, you can just stuff them in your camera bag. This is a Last-to-Light 24-inch EasyBox hot shoe softbox. And it's got a white interior, and it does stuff into a bag, and it's very portable, but it's a little bit bigger, obviously, than the things that we've been working with so far. So let's see the quality of this light source. Okay, maybe just a little more into the light. Wonderful. Beautiful. That works better. I like it, a lot of more green tonality, and the light is a really, really good quality. But here's the thing that I oftentimes do. I use these little light shapers with my dome diffuser on. So the small softboxes, including this one, I just leave this dome diffuser on, which diffuses light at the source. And then it rediffuses inside this softbox with an interior baffle, and then it diffuses again here. And now I'm going to actually rediffuse it again. I'm going to hold a piece of diffusion over it, a Last-to-Light tri-grip, one-stop diffuser. So I think you have to be in this now. Okay. And let's see, bring that here, bring it a little bit closer to Claudette, please. Now, Claudette, could you look towards that and maybe down a little bit? Good, beautiful. And now the light has really gotten quite soft, okay? Quite soft for her. It's really kind of wrapped. I can put a little more power into it, but you heard how fast the light recycled. 4 layers of diffusion, and the small flash is still cooking along pretty well. I'm not there yet, though. What does small flash give me the option to do that I don't necessarily have with the bigger units? I'm going to use a high-speed sync solution where I'm going to push my shutter speed above the normal range of the sync at 250th of a second, liaison with this light, open up my f-stop to accommodate the loss of power of the high-speed solution, and therefore make the background a little bit, well, not a little bit, actually a lot more soft. Stay tuned, by the way, because downstream from this, in other segments, we're going to talk specifically about the techniques and usage of high-speed sync. But right now, we are employing it just a little bit. We're not in the super high ranges of shutter speeds. We're around 500th of a second at f1.4, and we're going to see if we can drop the background seriously out of focus, even though we're using a wide lens. Okay, beautiful. Can you bring this other hand up, please, right by your elbow? That's it. Great. Wonderful, Claudette. Okay, so now what I was able to do just via that mechanic is control my foreground, get nice light on the foreground, and also take the background, control it in terms of its exposure, but also control it in terms of how sharp it is in the photograph by going all the way out to 1.4. I really turned all these leaves, some of which are pretty spiky and graphic and were kind of intruding on the frame. I was able to soften them down. So what I've done here, gone to a 24-1.4. I also will experiment with an 85-1.4. Minimum depth of field portraiture is really a very cool thing to sort of tuck into your toolbox, you know, and some of the mechanisms to get to 1.4 involve high-speed sync. And that's where we are now. What we've done now is just taken control of the situation up front and also taken the background a little bit out of the picture, both in terms of exposure and in terms of depth of field. So during this segment, we experimented with a couple different things, principally size of source. We went from a straight flash to a small flash off camera to a tiny little softbox, moving it in, bigger softbox, and now this 24-inch EasyBox hot shoe softbox. And then we rediffused that on location. So we're really experimenting with trying to get this small light source, the speed light, as big and as soft as we possibly can for a wonderful portrait of Claudette, who deserves a wonderful portrait because she's a wonderful person. Again, this is Joe McNally for AdoramaTV. Hope you enjoyed this segment on size of light shapers with small flash.
Adorama Adorama TV is brought to you by Adorama, your best source for the equipment and knowledge you need. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. Place your order by 7 p.m. and it ships the same day. Plus, the next time you're in New York City, be sure to visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue. Check out the Adorama Rental Company for professional cameras, lighting, computers, and more. We'll help you make the best selection to match your needs while giving you the knowledge to achieve the best outcome from your rental. Adorama is your complete solution for equipment, printing, training, and more. Adorama, more than a camera store.